off day was actually Sunday.
Hey,
I felt my age.
life happens sometimes.
Oh my goodness. So, how has 2024 been treating you, gorgeous?
So far, so good. It's a hell of a lot better than last year. So,
God, from looking at your page, doing my research, I saw that you had the pleasure of working with a friend of mine, the one and only Billy Pilgrim.
oh, I
Yes,
love
how
Billy.
was it working with my brother?
That man is a mess. I love him so much. He's so funny.
Yeah, I enjoyed doing the podcast when we were talking about wrestling and stuff. Plus, him being a stand-up comedian at one point, I can see he was probably pretty good at it for what I see and
Yeah.
everything. And how have you enjoyed your time in the business so far, my darling?
So far, so good. I don't really get involved in too much of the extra stuff. So I just come here and I have a good time and I do make a little magic on film and, mind my business.
Oh my gosh, you're trying to be damn humble. This girl gets down on the damn camera, please. You
What
get.
can I say? I make magic.
I was checking out some of your stuff. Yes, you are a beast and love, and you have some very very sexy ass legs. I may add and everything. So I guess what I'm trying to get to is to start off this show. We're gonna begin with this. How long you been in the business so far?
Off and on so I really started delving deep into it about this time last year, right around Exodus last year. But before that, I've been in and out of the industry for years. I've been working with Hectic
Okay.
since 2020.
Mm.
I did a little bit with him. I did some with Desperate Amateurs around that same time. And before that, like webcamming back in like '06, '07. So in and out.
Wait a second. Dang, she said webcam in '06. That was before I got in the damn business. So,
Them weird little round cameras that go on top of the big
yeah.
obnoxious desktop. Yeah,
The people
I
didn't
have one of
realize
those.
they weren't laptops then either. I don't think.
No,
The only laptops they were IBM, and they was more of experimental than anything
I
else.
was definitely for the workers, like the big people who,
Yeah,
hospitals and stuff.
yeah, because so that means you ain't seen this game change through the years.
We are showing our age right now, but yes, yes, we are.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness. So with that being said, you know how we do, people. Welcome to the Smokers Lounge. You know I am Cameron Arthur Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/porn rap star. For a sponsor, tell you about first one being the hottest adult mag in the game, Magazine.com. Next up, award-winning, award-nominated, voiceover with smut, even got virtual reality. I'm talking about none other than blushrocker.com. And for you people that love candles, I got you covered. The Kinky Candle Company. Whether you like it to smell good to set the mood or you love pouring candle wax on somebody, they got you
Right.
both ways. And last but not least, for all your legal needs, you need something to expunge, you need to handle something when it comes to these gun laws, child support, whatever it is, I got the person for you. Her name is the Queen of Law from the Queen City. You can find her on Facebook or Instagram. Either way, you need to find her name is Mitchell Ferrari. All of that is in the description. Also, you can find me on fullswapradio.com as well as skyholeafterdarktv.com as well as the BGPLLC app. Now I'm gonna sit back, let this gorgeous, sexy, big booty, freaky, nasty Pog who loves to spit on a dick.
Mm, take it all the way down the back of the throat.
Introduce herself. Tell me who you is, baby.
My name is Kay Dior. You can also find me under Carrot King as a former name and some that I still use a little bit. You can find me on Instagram at KAY, the number two, TYMEZ. Let's see. Twitter is KayxDiorx. And in both of those, you'll find my links where you can find all my goodies, my loyal fans, only fans, mini vids, X vids, clips for sale, you name it, I am there.
So, well, I guess we could start in the time machine. What got you to webcamming?
Um, that's a great question. Like at the time, we were all trying to go into chat rooms and stuff anyway, so
Yeah.
it was not a very big stretch. You know, your parents always told you don't go in them chat rooms because they're dangerous. Well, I was in there underage, you know,
Mm.
so it was nothing. Um,
You were being grown, huh?
Whoop, that's my little alarm clock telling me to make sure I'm on the podcast.
Oh yeah. So you were being grown, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just call myself being grown long before that. But, you know, thank God there's not that we had flip phones, not really any camera phones at the time. So I
Yeah.
lucked out. But yeah, it was just something to do when there was nothing to do, you know.
So shoot. So with the webcam, I'm like, what? Damn, what sites was back then? Um, I know Chatterbait came. I don't think Chatterbait.
Chatterbait was after that. I'm trying to, my God, I can't even remember the name of the sites anymore. Like I was just chopping it up with somebody the other day and we were reminiscing about it.
Yeah, so a webcam was actually more lucrative than it is now because it was
Everything was more lucrative.
yeah because it wasn't that saturated. You
Yeah,
know, even on the content creator level, it wasn't that saturated. You know.
absolutely. Like it was, you know, that was back in the days where you also had to wait for the DVD to come out and
Hmm.
you know, everybody was getting paid boatloads on that and then, you know, the chat rooms at 2 3 a.m. no matter what day were hopping.
So shoot. So what? So you were doing the webcamming at that time, what have you? How explain? Tell people how webcamming was back then when it comes to the rooms, how the money was made, and all that.
It was very similar, like it hasn't evolved that much. So the rooms are a little bit different. So it was much simpler. Think about AIM chat rooms like AOL Instant Messenger. The
Mhm.
chat rooms, it was very similar setup. And we would have the option to take somebody into a private room or go into the private rooms where there'd be like a couple thousand people, a couple
Mhm.
hundred people. It depends on how the room was set up. And a couple of the girls would be talking. It was never any like solo cam rooms. I don't
Mhm.
remember doing any solo cam rooms. There was always multiple girls that you could talk to and take to a private room in the chat rooms.
Mhm.
The money was definitely better, but obviously the, you know, inflation rate.
Yeah. So shoot. So, what kept you from getting into porn back then?
Absolutely nothing. I didn't have kids or anything like that. I was already in the strip clubs too at the time, so I could have easily done it. I think right about the time I got my first
Some
apartment.
show that from looking at that booty and shaking the ass that you had some stripper in you.
Yeah, there's still a little bit of stripper in me. Whenever I get bored, I'll go put the shoes back on and see what I can do.
So shoot. So um, but then again, getting into porn back then was different because that was about either finding either producer
A
or,
studio.
or a studio
Yeah.
for the main part or what have you. It just wasn't. I mean, they had the Southern Charms, the Rude, and the Cooks for Sale, but it wasn't a lot. The technology wasn't.
No, back then Bang Bros was like Bang Bus. They were
Yeah.
just getting there getting some real traction back when I
Yeah.
first started paying attention to that life or this life. So Bang Bros has come quite a long way.
Yes, they have. So shoot. So what made you go off and on?
Different things in life, you know. I get a boyfriend or like I had a kid when I was 20-ish, 21.
Mhm.
Um, quit that for a couple years, went to school, got my degrees and just was taking care of like my mom. She was sick with cancer. So I didn't really have a lot of time and didn't really have a lot of patience either. So quit that for a while. I think I was about 30 years old when I started like dabbling with fire again.
Mm. So how you dab with the fire? Was it with webcam or?
Yeah, I was trying to get back into the like the sexting and stuff like that. So, God, I'm trying to think of what app that I
Webcamming as well as the section like the night flirts and shit like that.
Night Flirt, Sex Panther. I'm on it all. You can like truly find me on it all. Like I have a Chatterbait, I have a Stripper Fans, and I have God, I haven't even gotten on that one in such a long time, but Strip Chat, that's the one. So that was a pretty lucrative spot that I was in about a year ago. I haven't really been camming much in there lately, but
So shoot. So when did it turn to porn? Because I always said this. There's very few females don't realize that sometimes you have to go porn if you're going to advance your career. Because everybody ain't going to be able to just make it as a webcam girl or make it as an Instagram model. So, what have you.
yeah.
So when did you say, say, fuck it, let me go ahead and fuck on camera?
Let's see. So I was still testing the waters, and even Hectic was like, they're in this industry, you can't really sit on the fence. I was still
Yeah.
testing the waters back in 2020, and when I did my first like pro scene with the Desperate Amateurs and Hectic, and I did a couple of scenes with him,
Now,
and he put them out.
now with the pro scene, was that solo or was that boy girl?
Boy, girl,
Okay.
yeah,
And this was your first pro scene. Have you
yeah,
shot boy girl prior to that?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, a little bit with Hectic. You know what I'm saying? Like I was doing mostly
So
solo
Hectic
content
somewhat
before that.
broke you into the porn business per se.
He did. He did. He was like mentoring me for quite some time. And then I think I messed around until XBiz last year, XBiz Miami. And that's when I was just like I'd already made up my mind. I was doing some scenes here and there and doing stuff with like other content creators. But XBiz Miami last year, when I was there with Paige Steele and she got her award, and I was over there listening to how everybody was talking to each other, and it was just like so much love. I was like, fuck it, I'm going in head first. And I haven't really looked back since.
Okay, so let's unpack. How did you meet Heck Tech and y'all first shoot?
So we met he was working at a strip club that I started at just after the pandemic. So
Mm-hmm.
I've known Heck for like 4-ish years, maybe 5 years. I don't know. Math is hard sometimes, but yeah. So we were working at the club, and I'm trying to think like Sergeant Miles, and Misdemeanor was also like working there at the time too. So they were all in it. So I was like getting a dose of reality while
Mm-hmm.
we were there. And I went over to Hectic's house one day because we were filming. We had made a plan to film like a little scene. And I flaked on him the first time. He was like, "Bitch, I'm done with you."
I
Luckily,
see
he
that
didn't.
did Kofi the first time, huh? Yeah,
I
but
did. I
how
did.
did he start the conversation of you doing porn? Because like I said, I mean, um, because as a man, even though yeah, we in a strip club, it's you kind of don't want to have the conversation as the conversation is brought. You get what I'm coming from?
Sure, sure. Especially when they're, you're a contractor and they're like a hired
Yeah.
person. It could be seen as something, but he wasn't. It wasn't predatory at all. He was just like, you know, we're over here having a conversation, talking about sucking dick and whatever. And he's like, "I bet you'd look real good on camera sucking dick." I was like, "I bet you I would too." And it just kind of blossomed from there.
It was. So did you know to the level what Heck did before?
No, no, he was already established, and he had done photo shoots for me for my OnlyFans because I had done that, and I was just like doing pretty well with my OnlyFans, and I wasn't doing content at all. I was just putting like selfies and stuff on there,
Mm-hmm.
and he was the photographer for some of that, so that also helped with the comfortability being
Mm-hmm.
behind the camera with him. you know.
So it was like, so walking in, how nervous were you? Because
Oh my
this
God, I was
ain't,
shaking.
yeah, this ain't just doing a solo or taking pictures. You're getting fucked on camera.
Yeah, like I
Oh,
mean, I guess I really showed out though, because the first time I walked on the Desperate Amateur scene, I think we did that scene first actually.
so your
And then
first scene was a straight up paid pro scene.
I think so. Now that I think back,
Man,
I'm
so
pretty sure because
you talking about you jumping in head first? Shit, you jumped head first long before this moment.
Birth by Fire.
Oh my God! So this
They,
wasn't a content trade. It was straight up. Yeah, okay then. Yeah. So you walking in on a actual factual set. Okay.
yeah.
So you were nervous. How did Heck kind of guide you through this? I know he had a
We
lot
just
of help with it.
I'll be real with you. That like we just had some natural chemistry. Like we sat there just having fun in the club. So there was that level of comfortability with him. So we just kind of hopped in and just started. There was no he didn't guide me through anything. He just said you're gonna be fine. And at the end of it, I told the folks, great folks at Desperate Amateurs, by the way, I love them. I was like, this is my first scene. They're like, oh my God, I would have never noticed.
So which means that, but see, you being a stripper, it kind of prepared you for this because you also got to be mindful of your angles when you
Yeah.
strip. You know, because
Yeah.
you're trying to get the right angles, the right positioning, the right arch. You know,
Oh,
to get
baby.
that thing rain.
I ain't never seen a mirror I didn't like or a camera I did not like. So,
Because this camera loving you over here, baby.
thank you. You're so sweet. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at myself a little bit too. I'm like,
She's like, yeah, I know you is sexy. So,
I, don't mind me. Don't. I promise I'm not. I'm being facetious right now.
oh, I can't wait to get her in the premium smoke room, but we'll get to that in a minute. So,
Oh,
yeah. So, you said by the time X bitch hit, before you weren't really taking it serious. Now, what you mean? You was filming every now and then, or you know what I'm saying? So what? Why was it you not taking it serious?
I don't know. There's always the stigma behind it and everything. And I won't say that I care about what other people think because you really have to not give a fuck in this. And like my level of not caring um, has always been like, you're not going to tell me what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. But the level of thick skin that you have to have in this industry, like they're going to talk about you. They're going to be in the comments section, like buying your porn, but telling you you're not worth a fuck, like
Mm-hmm.
in the same comment. So they're
It's
like,
not
I love you, but I
pride
would never marry you.
being on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So with everybody, but one, it's kind of surprising that it took you that long to try to take it serious because you already walked into the game with a paid gig. You
Yeah.
connected to a top producer, which is the old school way of coming in, is coming in through a producer to begin with.
Yeah.
And for what I have seen going down your page, from Samaj to Billy to a whole bunch of people, not even adding the fact that you're thick and sexy as fuck. How did you not realize that you was gonna pop?
Well, see, it's a very slow thing. I don't know. That's such a good question. I don't even know if I've sat back and thought. I won't say that I'm popping right now. Like I'm doing okay, and I have like some odd 30 scenes that I've barely edited, and I haven't even set them up to put them out. So I have quite a bit of work to put out. And I like my co-stars. If I don't have like good chemistry talking to you, I'm not going to sleep with you anyway to make the film. So, like, it's just always like I don't know. It's a work in progress. I'm just dipping my toe in. So if you think I'm popping now, just buckle up, sweetheart. Buckle up.
Because see, because I tell females, the tell of the tape is all your brand is based off of the guys that you fuck. And like I said, when you're dealing with guys that are top talent, that tells me a lot. You know what I'm saying? That one, you're very professional on set, and you probably really get down very well on set.
Yeah.
See that from the videos. So, um, when it comes to who you deal with on content trade, what do they have to bring to the table? Because like I said, you learned from head tech. So I know there's a lot of things that you soaked in from being around him and working. So how do you choose your male talents, and what you base it off of?
Honestly, I will go to their page. There are times where I've hit people up for collabs and they've never hit me back, and that's fair enough. Like I might not be for your brand, so no harm, no foul. But when somebody hits me up, I'll go look at their page and I'll see what they do, and I'll see like, am I fucking with, or am I like, do I see myself in yours? Like maybe it doesn't necessarily benefit the people that like my stuff, but do I like the vibe that you have going on? Do I like the way that you fuck on camera? Do you have good chemistry? Do you have like, baby, do you know
They
your
behind
angles?
that part. They were behind because they just skip over that. No, no, you actually would watch the dude fuck.
Yeah. So like I do a little bit of market research, so to speak, and especially if I see some of my other friends in the industry, I'll do some reference checks. I'll be like, hey, have you ever worked with this person, or have you have any like dealings? And we're talking, if it's a male talent or a female talent, I'll ask my male or female friends. So like, males have friends whether they've done a scene with them or not. So I'm saying, hey, like, what's your thought on this person? And if it's somebody in my inner circle, I'm like, I trust their judgment, and I go off of what I see on their page, their interactions with their fans. Are they complete dickheads on their feed? Like, I'm sure people look at me the same way. Like, you know, nobody wants to be around somebody stuck up.
Was part of your hesitation jumping into the business was that you was worried about your age?
No, no, I was worried about being too fat though. There was one person that did tell me that I was kind of working with them, getting signed to do some stuff because they had a setup. I wouldn't call it a, God, what I don't even know what to call it, but they wanted to be a studio, and then
Mm.
they were running it out of their apartment and letting the girls live there, and it was always some drama story. And then he said, "Well, I just liked your look, but I'll be honest with you, you are older than almost every girl that we have here, so your shelf life is like very doesn't have much left in it." Boy, when I tell you, I was like, well, I don't think this is gonna work between for either of us, because why am I here if you don't even really believe in it? You just liked my
And,
look.
and and I don't know what business he been looking at,
You
but
know?
the MILFs has been killing it.
I know. Even the gilfs, like, do you know how much gilf porn I see lately?
Yes. No, no. The game them switched to, they don't even want them. If they 20, they got to look like they're 30. They got to
Yeah,
look
like,
for them to even fuck with them. They don't want no just. Very few females in the business look young. You get
yeah.
what I'm saying? They want the MILF look. Even they they be calling it 25-year-olds MILFs. Ain't now one of them got a baby.
I know. I thought, you know what I'm saying? Like, to be a MILF, you can't have like an infant child. You got to have like a child that's in middle school, high school. That's what I thought a MILF was
Yeah.
growing up.
I mean, it probably be a Stifler and a Miss Parker. That what it
You
supposed
know
to.
what I mean?
And see too also for him to say your thickness, that's what the guys want now. They want
Yeah,
thick.
it like for white males though, like they typically like the skinny blondes, fake boobs. Like that's still very much a very very stereotypical,
Mhm.
checklist that they have whenever they're going through their um
I
categories that
don't
they
know
like to
because
watch.
since interracial, because if you think about it, if you look at a lot of interracial content, it's thick white women. That's
Ooh,
what's
baby,
selling.
that's my favorite category.
They want to see a woman like you get handled.
Me
They don't
too.
want it too big.
Me too.
If you know the skinny girls got to do anal and everything, the big girls ain't got to do all that.
Can't do it, boss.
So, oh my God. So, how often do you film for your content?
It depends. There are times where I go for a couple of months and not do a thing. And then I'll go to a content house and knock out 15 scenes you know, and then that's what I have. And then I'll go to two or three content houses a year. But, if I have somebody that's coming into town or I'm like traveling for my day job, my vanilla job, I'll hit up my people that are in that city that I'm going to too, and I'll be like, hey, let's collab. I've got a hotel.
Yeah. Excuse me. so 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 with you, so you have a JLB, and you also do you still do paid gigs. You also still get paid bookings as well, right?
Yeah, of course.
So shoot, so because those two factors, it kind of lends to that you don't necessarily need to do as much content to generate income compared to other females that they got to damn near stay keeping up with it daily. You know, period. Do you think that gives your scenes more impact
I
because
have.
because the fact that when you drop them, you're not dropping it. It not only you dropping quality, but you also are dropping it. Well, not only that you just dropping quality. I'm trying to say it right. I'm trying to get the right
No,
words.
I know you're. It just, but there's a lengthy time between it, so it's like, they know it's going to be fire when I drop it, and I try like I've scrapped scenes before, and I'm like, we got to refilm that because I don't want to put something out that I'm not like wholeheartedly. You can tell that I'm enjoying getting dick down in that video. So
Mm.
yeah.
So you have scrapped some scenes before.
Hmm.
Okay, now so that means, yeah, I love getting to this question. How do you handle when the scene don't go well? They're not much
I'm
chemistry. How do you handle
I'm
that?
completely honest. There's a certain level of I hope nobody sees this and is disappointed with what I'm about to say, but at times there's a certain level of acting that you have to have, you know,
Mm,
to finish the scene. But I don't believe in faking it or rushing it. So
mm,
if I do have to fake it and it does not come out good when on the editing floor, then I'll, hit them up and I'll say, hey, can we either redo this or if you'd still like to put it out? And that's the magic of editing too, because sometimes you can make a really shitty scene really good.
just
Yeah. you know. But I try to be honest with everybody and I'm like, I give them a chance for redemption, and that goes for myself too. Maybe I wasn't the one that was at 100% that day.
so what makes so people can understand what makes the chemistry go off? Because especially if it's a content trade. Because the thing with the content trade is different than a paid gig. Paid gig, it can happen easier because you ain't got that much time to get to know the talent. And you
Yes.
have no choice of the talent sometimes. A lot of times. Probably 95%. But content is different because you kind of have a choice. So when it comes to the content, how do you handle that?
So I'll give you this example. I did a content house for Red Bottom Productions last July. And that was the first time that I met just about anybody there. I think I only knew one talent there prior to that, other than Hectic, who was filming.
Mm,
He wasn't in the scenes. He was behind the camera. So my very last scene, I think, of the whole thing was with Devin Drills, and I had just met him
mm,
that like I think we had just went to the Circle K to go pick up some munchies
mm,
just before that. That's the only time that I had to interact with him before that. But
mm,
we're over there. We killed that scene in my personal opinion.
mm,
Um, Granted, there was a part in the very beginning we had to edit out, but past that, like the chemistry was just there. We locked eyes and just started laughing in the middle of the scene, and it was just like it was a fun thing, but it
mm,
wasn't messy. Um,
mm.
so even with content creation, I let me circle back to say this. Even with content creation, there's a lot of times you don't really get to meet the person prior to, or you
Yeah.
just have a very short window to get to know them. So
Mm.
like just fun atmosphere, jokes, gotta wait for the drinks afterwards, but baby, we're about to toast as soon as the scene is done. Like then from then on, the scenes just get better and better. But I don't know. I have a way of bringing people out of their shell.
Yeah, because I had content trade shoots um that well, one or two of the shoots within the content trade shooting session was a struggle. Because also knowing your body and when you're tired, she's tired, and stuff like that. So when you do
Yeah.
these content houses, how do you pace yourself so that you won't? Because let's keep it 100. You dealing with different dicks, and the pussy
Yeah.
can get one out fast.
Yeah. I don't
So
know. That one's a good one. And the only thing that I can say is at this age, I'm like going right into my prime. So I'm thinking, baby, just lay back and I'll take care of it.
mm,
But with that same shoot, I had done cam work for several hours before I went to the shoot the first day. And then I was just getting like dick, 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 dick. And a little quite a bit of vagina, spliced in there too. We did a couple of girl scenes and
I'm
you
pretty
know,
sure he's a popular one at the house. I'm pretty
and we
sure.
were all pretty popular. Like all of us were pretty. Like, Spooky and Rizzy and Omaya. Like, oh my God, those are my
I'm sorry.
ladies. And
Actually, that
I
was the
enjoyed it.
to my mind. You and Rizzy. I'd love to have you and Rizzy at the same time. Woo-hoo.
Oh,
Good night, Lord, Rizzy.
that's my baby. Like we had a great time and I just worked with some very beautiful, very professional ladies, you know. Um so just like I don't know, but I will tell you this wholeheartedly. I really thought my vagina was gonna fall out when I left out of that content house. Like I was like, no mas. And then we left from there the very last day to go to XViz Miami. I'm sorry, Exotica Miami. So it was just like paid shoot after paid shoot there because but I didn't want sex for like 3 months after that. I was like, my vagina is just gonna fall out. It's gonna
Yeah,
be walking, and then boom.
and I know Red Bottom's male talent list. Yeah, it was 9 or better in that motherfucker with girth, with girth.
Baby, when I and it's funny, they said they were gonna get me a shirt that said "If she dies, she dies." Because
Oh,
I looked at Devin Drills right before the scene, and um, I looked at Red Bottom, and I was like, "You motherfucker!" Like, I am not gonna make it out of here. He just tapped me on the shoulder. If you die, you die.
see, she trained to go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. She don't need to go to training.
Yeah,
She
I don't
trained.
need training, but you know,
So, so I'm asking you this: do you do anal?
no, I have done anal before.
Anal before.
With paid shoots and to
Mhm.
get me to do anal, it is very expensive to get me on your
Oh,
set to do
I'm
anal.
sure is 1,000 or better. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, sir.
No
Yes,
better.
sir.
So,
But I've done it and I love it, but the prep work just
so I'm asking you this: do you orgasm harder off of anal than vaginal?
hmm. I think it depends on the dick. Depends. I do love anal. I have a great time. But at some point, and this gets at some point I need like I prefer vaginal. Like
Oh, I'm pretty sure that they're still an asshole. Still an asshole. We
there's
got
only so much you can do till it's spent.
shit. I had that happen once.
Me
Was
too.
because we were doing missionary or what have you, and that's a little different than doing doggy.
Yeah,
Harder is the riding. Now that's if a girl pull off the ride anal,
she's a
you that
beast.
bitch, you that chick. I'm just saying, you that chick. Goddamn, because that takes a lot of things to go right on that one.
I do not know it.
So gangbangs, have we done any yet?
What do you consider a gangbang? This is a very big topic amongst creators. Like I say, 4 or 5 or more
Yeah, yeah.
is a gangbang. Some people say like 3 and you, and I'm like, no, that's
No,
foursome.
no.
I'm trying to
but,
think.
technically, it could go as a gangbang because if it's 3 guys, anything that's not a threesome. So if you got 3
I
dudes,
agree.
that's close to a gang. That's actually that's a modest gangbang actually.
Right.
So,
It's very
from
modest.
three
I don't
from
think I've
three
done
to
a full
five
gangbang
is
yet.
modest to be honest with some of these ladies. So shoot. So have you done a gangbang?
No, I don't think so. I think the most I did was 2 guys, 1 girl,
Mm.
and they put me on a spit roast.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe I found out I was a hell of a multitasker that day.
What the girl had a strap?
No,
No strip.
no. Oh, you know what? That was an orgy. No, that wasn't a gangbang because it was just two. Okay, never mind. Nope, I have not done a gangbang.
So for you, are you looking to do one? Add it. Are you looking to add it to your repertoire?
Perhaps one day. I won't leave it off the table because it looks like it could be a lot of fun. But I feel like I got to get a particular set of talent, and I want to make that like a staple. I want to drum up some sort of big promo for that one if I'm gonna go down that
At least you
road.
ain't got to worry about doing DP. So
I've
wait,
done DP.
you done TV? Oh my goodness. Oh, wait, I guess DP will be done during that game, but huh?
That's a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
It feels
Oh.
amazing. It feels amazing, but
That's the other thing they got. A lot of things got to go right. A
you
lot
know,
right.
God bless the people that can do it right all the time because I've seen how much work it takes, and I'm like, you guys are, no limit soldiers.
I'm saying. So shoot. So are we into BDSM bondage? All
A
that.
little bit.
Did you see the look on her face when I said it? Oh my God. I'm talking to a sexy submissive.
I can be a switch. I
Mm.
prefer I prefer being the dom, but I'm still dabbling in that world. I'm not big into it.
I can smell alpha switch. Yeah, I can
Mm,
smell you alpha female. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
See.
I have
Like,
fun with it though. I like to explore.
I don't like alphas. I love an alpha female.
Hmm.
They so
And I love
smooth.
to explore. So it's like I don't want to box anything in, and I don't want the BDSM community to be like that bitch is not shit. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm just dipping my toe in to see what I like. But
So, so are you looking to do that type of content in the future? Or have you done it already?
I have done a little bit of the BDSM where I was the submissive.
Mhm.
I've done two where I was the dom, and I had a great time with both. Honestly, I was like, um, I was paddled, I was dripped and waxed, and slapped around, and it was a great time.
You know, you're speaking to my heart right now, right? Because I'm a dog myself. So
I love wax play. It's one of my favorites.
I get turned on. I like doing it and receiving it. I actually get turned on
Yeah.
like myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind a girl.
Ooh.
Just finding someone willing to do that is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But no, I get turned on by that shit.
Me too.
I'm a freak. That's why I end up being in porn. 'Cause I'm a freak anyway. So
You know, when you're good at something, you might as well get paid for it.
say no more out of this piece. So with you, how much of your editing that you do yourself, the prep of the scene, the put out the scene, how much of that you do yourself?
98%. Yeah, I'd even go so far as to say 99%.
Mm.
Um,
So that shit a pain ass, ain't it?
yes. Yes. My God, there's just like to sit there in one place and edit the scenes. Like I'll sit there and watch it so I don't miss any little fuck ups or like things that can be edited out. So I'll sit there and watch it, and if I'm sitting there getting turned on by my own stuff, I digress. Anyways, let me get back to the question.
I find funny like I know like with Samaj, 'cause I know he usually film with something. He don't have a camera guy, and he'll put up 3 cameras. The fuck, dude, I love you to death. Goddamn, that's too much, man.
I'm telling you though, his shit comes
That's
out
a
so
lot of editing.
fucking
That's
good.
that's a lot of
But
editing.
and you can tell him I said this. The next time I see my face plastered on a promo and I look like this, I'm gonna come for you, my guy.
I'm sorry. Where he had you, doggy style?
No, it was in missionary, and I was like kind of peeped to the side, and I'm over there like
Oh,
in the
that's all
promo
I
pic, I'm
shot. That
like,
was good.
Samaj, I'm gonna kill you.
No, because it's funny because when you have women, they'll ask us quick like, why you use that picture? With dudes, what we're trying to sell to dudes. This is not about pretty. This is about sex and freaky and nasty. That was about with this business. You know,
No, no, I think the complete opposite. Like nobody watches the porn for the man. Like Does he have is he dicking her down? Is he doing what he's supposed to? But they don't give a shit if he's ugly. They don't care, whatever. They
Oh,
care about her.
I agree with that. But what I'm saying is when male producers, and we pick the pictures,
Mm-hmm.
picking the pictures to attract men. We're not worried about
I don't
women.
think a horse face is going to attract anybody, baby.
Be surprised because a sex face. This one girl, one of the people I loved working with her was Princess Gemini. Some of the
Okay.
best sex faces I ever seen. I was eating the pussy. She had eyes like, oh my God. And Miss Be Nasty has some of the best sex faces. Because sometimes the funniest looking sex face is actually the best sex face, believe it or not. I had one girl was doing this. That shit was hot. I said, that's kind of hot. And she's doing that out of this piece. Or if a girl like eyes crossed doing like she getting doggy style, he putting the dick in.
Oh my God. There's the girl named Hawaii on is Twitter. Her sex faces are superb. And baby, like when I was eating her out in the bathroom, like never mind. I'm gonna let y'all buy the video and figure it out yourself. But baby, her sex faces, every time I see her, I'm like, girl, I'm finna come to Atlanta right now.
Mm, 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 mm. So, and two, also, I like that you wear heels. Thank you. Because I swear they're becoming a lost art nowadays.
I agree. And I love heels too, like the strappy sandals. I think it's
Ooh, yes.
really like a really sexy addition, but it's very dangerous. And Matt Bishop, fucking poor baby, I accidentally kicked him in the mouth while I was trying to change positions with my shoe.
That is, what's interesting? That is the most awkward time during the scene is to change your position. I don't care what nobody. You cannot do that shit sexually or smoothly.
No, especially not in 5-inch heels, and you like put one of them right to his mouth. I'm just like over there, like, oh my God, baby, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like hazards of the job, you know.
Where you always switching from? With missionary?
It had to be. We were either switching into missionary or switching out of. I'm pretty sure we were
That way I can see
switching.
that you could actually kick them in the face with the heel.
I think I was going into doggy style, I'll be honest.
Oh,
But
goodness.
there was no sexy, sweet, like little transition. It was
Yes, we get injured people. We get potatoes like wrestlers. Trust
this
me.
is what we have to go through to give you quality.
Yeah, because I always talk about that, how even with some of the positions that we do, they're not the most comfortable because of how we had to angle ourselves and move ourselves, especially on the male talent side. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because you got to turn yourself and
Yeah.
do all this and everything. So with you, what is your physical prep for your scenes?
Hmm. You were talking like hair and makeup and stuff like that. I don't like to wear a lot of makeup
Mm-hmm.
because the way I suck dick, it just like it's gonna get everywhere anyway. I like to make it sloppy and wet, so like my makeup is gonna be gone. So when you see me, like I'm not catfishing you. You're seeing the real deal. Bare skin most of the time. Or just as minimal makeup as I possibly can stand. And we'll go in there. Yeah, shaving and waxing is the absolute must. So we're talking like that's about 4-hour deal.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what we're talking about as far as getting ready, getting prepped?
Yeah.
Or we're talking mentally?
Well, we were talking physical, but if you want to talk about the mental side of it, because this is stuff that people don't really talk about, the physical side, whether it's a male talent or female, period. Because even with me as a male talent, the week of a shoot, no sex. And the day of, I didn't eat before the shoot because if I ate, it made me
Oh,
feel lazy. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? I drank juice and stuff so that when the cum and she had to taste the cum won't taste as bitter, stuff of that nature. You know,
Oh, it's the same with us.
mm,
Pineapple juice is my go-to.
but I never tasted a bitter pussy though.
I have.
Oh damn!
I have. I'm not saying it tastes bad. It just doesn't taste like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't taste
Never
like
tasted a bitter
fruit.
pussy. Because I always had to, because I had people say, you know, a girl pussy tastes good. I was like, how does pussy taste actually?
It depends on what you eat. My God, them girls that just go shot for shot Casamigos, like it's a little bitter, but
I don't mind. I don't mind a little twang too.
yeah, I don't mind a little twang
A
at
little
all.
twang, little
It
salt.
adds character.
Saltiness, this delicious.
You know,
But
I now that you say that, I don't remember really eating either. And like I'm a fatty. I get angry if I don't eat
mm,
like all the time. So I'll eat something light like a salad. So I don't look super tubby on camera because camera is very unforgiving at times.
oh yeah,
Um
yeah. But see, that was the thing that what I hate in this era is that the point we came up with, the female didn't get completely nude, you know. And even with me, with the shoots that I did when I was active, I never wanted to go get completely nude. It's very rare scenes that she went completely nude, unless it just happened she went nude. I wanted to be organic. But like, for example, I don't know what you're wearing right now. You might be wearing, let's say, a halter dress.
yep.
But in that scene, I want that halter dress squinching around that waist. You know what I'm saying? She wore heels. She didn't come out of them. You know, unless she had the heels that didn't strap on and they just happened to fall off. And that looked better than her taking them off. You know what I'm saying? You know, period.
Yep.
So when it comes to you, how big is your booty?
I haven't measured it, but I will tell you, I'm like a size 13, 15 in pants, so I got a
So
pretty, pretty,
you definitely 50 inches.
pretty, yeah, pretty, I got a dump truck.
So I do, because of your thickness, do you find yourself get stereotyped for interracial a lot? And do you have white talent hit you up or hesitant to hit you up?
So I can count on one hand how many times white talent has hit me up, and that's really, I think it's more so to do with the amount of male talent that we have in the industry, especially like in the area. There's not a lot of it. There's some that will travel in. Like I worked with AZ porn star,
That's
and
not
he's from
easy.
he's from Arizona, so he just happened to be in Tampa, and Red Bottom introduced us, and I worked with him. But like apart from that, I don't get a lot of white content creators, period, and we're talking women as well. Um, so it's like, and there are people that ask me for it, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, it's like really hard. I'll find somebody, but I don't want it. There's got to be something like I have to sexually like be attracted to them. Um, it's not a paid shoot, so it's not a anything goes. This is a trade, so I'm gonna find talent that I want to work with.
Mhm.
But I do get stereotyped for interracial a lot. Good thing it's my favorite and my preference, but so I don't mind at all.
Nah, like
No, you couldn't
you look
tell,
like
could
a
you?
woman that love a black dick. Let's just keep it.
I like them all, but that is a preference for sure. For sure, I don't discriminate.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you this: Do you get do oh, do they consider you a queen of spades? Do you consider yourself a queen of spades?
I don't consider myself a queen of spades because I'm still very much open to working with any race. But I think that there was even a tweet where I had to ask people like, there's people coming in my inbox and all they're doing is just sending me a spade, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you saying to me right now?
See, people get it mixed up. Queen of spade is a BDSM thing, and it's different between I prefer black dick versus I worship it. It's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, yeah, Queen of Spades would never fuck a white dude. And
No,
then
if he's pretty, I'll
they'll
fuck him.
dominate one. They'll dominate their asses. They'll peg the fuck out of one. They'll degrade one. But
I'm waiting to. I'm trying to. But
right. So how much do you practice your dominatrix side?
definitely all the time. That's a preference that whenever somebody hits me up, I'm like Sex Panther or Night Flirt.
Mm.
Um, that's what they want me to do. They want me to, you know, eat them physically and explain how they're being digested in my stomach. And, you know, just stuff like that. Like they want me to treat them like I am going to be, like they are going to be nothing after I shit them out. So quite a bit,
So
honestly.
have you done any in-person sessions?
A couple of in-person sessions.
Mm-hmm.
It's been interesting. I'm not going to go into detail about those, but they went well. They went very well.
My smokers know what it is. Shit, they know my background. They know about the meet and greets and all that good stuff. Because really, to be honest with you, the money in the fetish side of things is meeting the clientele.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
more lucrative than that of the content
Hmm.
away. So with you, because apparently your brand encompasses meet and greets when it comes to BDSM, of course, and fetish, your triple X stuff and all that good stuff. So as well as some webcam. So we because it seemed like you already was in the mind state of having a brand before you even started having a brand.
I think I'd let it evolve naturally before we go any further into that, because like that was something Hectic always said was like know your brand, you know. And being from a corporate America, like we have to know our brand in that aspect also. So there's always that, but I like to let it evolve naturally into what I like and what I get pleasure. Like if I see somebody else is enjoying it, whether they're getting absolutely fucking degraded or they're, you know, being worshipped by me because that's what they wanted, like, and I get satisfaction from seeing them satisfied. So there's some level of it to, there's room for growth, I'll say that. So I'm letting it evolve naturally.
Mm. And but lastly, before we go, and we ask the $1 million question, how do you balance all this? Because
Not well.
you chase the career, 9 to 5, family life. How do you balance it?
Not well. I do, and that's part of why I'll go film quite a few scenes during a content house because I know I have that set amount of time, couple of weeks, maybe a month's worth of content dealing with people. And the fact that I also live in a hub in Tampa where there's a lot of creators that we can all just like
Yeah.
gather at just about any time that we're all tested.
Yeah, you in freaky paradise. I
Yeah.
know about this shit. They was y'all was known for the glory hole before DC.
DC's a glory hole? Since
Yeah,
when?
they known for the glory hole thanks to DC Go Hard and Kim Swallows and all them. But before I heard of it in DC, I always heard about it in Florida, in
Yeah.
Tampa to be exact. Y'all some freaky motherfuckers down there.
Yeah. We got all kind of nudist colonies and eyes wide shut swingers clubs and underground clubs. And yeah, we live a good life here.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I hope to come to Tampa to get the fuck out of Boone, North Carolina one day. Because
well,
style here
fly through.
sucks.
You
So
know, we're the strip club capital of the world. Don't let nobody fool you. Atlanta is not strip club capital. We are. We have more. You know, they're not as good, but we have more. Um,
yeah, I see the
so
look
just
on my face and me just thinking about her in that strip club like, she would
I
have all.
love a good strip club. I have a great time with the ladies.
Yeah,
Um, Balancing it, I work hard, and there are days I don't sleep but 2 or 3 hours between jobs. Um, it takes me forever to edit scenes, so I try to get like a lump sum done in time. Like I'm just, I won't say I manage it well all the time, but you know, family comes first. And until I make enough to more than supplement and multiply what I'm currently making
yeah,
between all the jobs, I'm gonna continue to have multiple streams of income. So you just pace it, just take one day at a time.
yeah, because we people don't realize there's money in it, but it's ups and downs. Period. 1 month it's hot, next month it's dead.
Well, politics really affects, and I'm not going to sit here and go into politics with you, I promise. But
Oh
politics
no,
really affects the
no,
sex
I talk
industry.
politics, baby. We already knew about all these laws they passing with this bullshit that's going on. So
Even before that, like something happens in the Middle East and we're like having some issues, like the whole thing where they started. I'm not going to get into it, but like it literally affects the money that we make because everybody starts like, hoarding their coins as they should. It's a lot of unknowns. So,
But see, I tell anybody, it, people want quality for their buck. As much as OnlyFans trying to make it seem like, no, it comes back to porn stars. The people that make them good ass scenes, period, role play
absolutely.
and all that shit. Because actually people do want stars with their porn. Back to it again. Because, I mean, it was so saturated with the bullshit public, fucking public, 6-minute TikTok porn that done died out and came back to what it was in the first place.
I'm thankful that it died out because honestly, that's just not even fair. Like most people don't last. Well, I won't say most, but there's quite a few people that don't last 6 minutes, so that's fair
Mhm.
for them. But when somebody's paying $60 for a 6 minute video, or 60 bucks, unless it's a custom,
Yeah.
or $60 for a 1 minute video, no,
You cheating them. You're
you're
literally cheating,
cheating.
period. So that's right, people. We came to the end. I done held this gorgeous, sexy, fake mama who now I got a crush on. Uh, we done held her up long enough. I got to ask her the $1,000,000 question. Can I call you a smoke buddy?
You can call me a smoke buddy, and you let me know when you're in Tampa.
Oh my God. There you go. There. You know what that means, people? We ain't even touched the surface with this conversation. So she got to come back. She's coming back to the Smokers Lounge and to my premium smokers. She will be coming to the premium smoke room where there's 5 premium podcasts for you to enjoy. 3 sexy co-hosts. And it gets more provocative, gets more candid, gets more unpredictable, gets more uncensored, gets more wilder.
Ooh.
Tits come out, dildos might come out. You don't know unless you subscribe, and you can find it on Loyal Fans. Link in the description. And guess what, people? You even can go to the video side and see me put in some work and get this work and something.
Hey.
You feel what I'm saying? But I'm retired now, so you see my old shit. Maybe one day I might come out and give y'all something new. Who knows? Hey, hey, who knows? She might coerce me to come out. You never know. But
I
anyway,
might.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
might.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it with your sex ass. But anyway, tell everybody where they can spend some money on you, Miss Dior.
So all of my links are located in my Twitter bio or X, whatever you want to call it. But Loyal Fans and OnlyFans is keeping up with KayK, or keeping up with the letter KDior. Most anything else is just like my Twitter handle at KayxDiorx. If you have any questions about where to find me, go to my Twitter and you can hit me up on there. I promise you it'll be worth your time. We can show you better than we can tell you.
Say no more. With that being said, you know how we end these things all day, every day, people. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. Say goodbye to him, Kay.
Bye, babies. See you soon.